Hello Libra, and welcome to your November 1st through November 15th tarot card reading. So let's just dive right in here. I have already shuffled and meditated on your sign. This is for Libra, Sun, Moon, or Rising for these first 2 weeks of November. I started with pulling 2 animal cards, and this is just a thematic energy to keep in mind as we move through these next 2 weeks. And also a thematic energy to keep in mind as we move through the rest of the cards, which I've already pulled. But let's start with these cards. I'll start from reading them from the book, and then I'll give you my intuitive 2 cents. So we have the zebra and the horse reversed. So I feel like sometimes when these cards come up in reversals, I'll just sort of leave it and read it as right side up. But in this particular circumstance, I do feel that it's significant that the horse is reversed. So let me start. Let me go ahead and read the gazelle. It's really beautiful energy. It's a very interesting energy. Okay, so I hope that everything's beautiful for you all. I love my Libra so much. Libra is my rising sign. 0 degrees. Okay. The gazelle. Alrighty. The gazelle. Heightened awareness and ability. Vulnerable. The gazelle represents supreme grace. With every move, this awe-inspiring beauty emits sophistication and elegance. Gazelle personalities are often hyper-aware of their surroundings, bordering on hyper-vigilant, which can inhibit them from enjoying the beauty they've spent so much effort cultivating. No more worrying about all those predators out there in the wild. When this card appears, it's time to get back to the present moment. Sit down, find your breath, acknowledge the bounty that surrounds you. Let it nourish your gentle spirit. When in balance, graceful, perceptive, artistic. When out of balance, food allergies, insomnia, and a racing mind. To bring into balance, yin yoga, a cozy home, good food. So the energy that's coming off of this card for you is so precious. It's so loving and tender and truly nurturing, like in the most, we're just coming out of a Taurus full moon here, and there's that strong, like really nurturing, almost luxurious, beautiful, this like vulnerable sort of just like lathering yourself in self-care is coming up very strong. But let me go ahead and read the horse, and then I'll dive in. So I believe that Aquarius also got the horse. The horse. Momentum, freedom, expansive energy, and force. The horse represents the most masterful form of earth energy within the deck. It provides us with momentum so reliable, so supportive, that you can ride on its back toward any goal, no matter how difficult the terrain. A horse personality is fully awakened, fully alive, and cannot be defeated. The horse's freedom becomes available to us when we hone and collect our energy through daily practice. Building physical stamina, exercise, and mental focus, meditation, are the secret weapons behind the horse's legacy. When in balance, achieves anything, never gives up. When out of balance, runs away, feels weak. To bring into balance, strength training. So, interesting dynamic at play here, especially with this horse in reverse, because I feel very strongly that that Libras are like all on board with this horse energy, to sort of riding on the back of this momentum, and sort of within, and Aquarius felt similar to this, of sort of being in this current, and this current is sort of is sort of taking over to a degree, this current of creativity, this momentum. But with it in reverse and with this beautiful, beautiful gazelle card, I feel like it's almost like it's saying, you are in flow, you are moving quickly, so let yourself take it easy. Pacing yourself is coming up strongly, pacing yourself. And it's as if effort, no effort, I'm just here, no effort. So it's almost saying like you can loosen your grip a bit. You can loosen the reins. And self-care as a means of self-care. So there is also this energy of this like celebrating yourself. And actually, it's this feeling of, just such a variety. Like there's so many different, self-nurturing, self-caring, like whatever that means to you, whatever connects you to your nature. So it could be that you feel most connected to nature when you're out in nature. It could be that you feel most connected to nature, to your nature, when you are building a robot. It could, whatever that is, but it's just sort of when you're doing a yoga class, when you are working with your dreams, exploring your dreams, getting extra rest, eating good food, going for a run, whatever it is. It's just, communing with good friends, whatever this is, whatever this self-care looks like, whatever this nurture looks like, wherever you feel most. And on the bottom of the deck, we have the 8 of Pentacles. And I do notice whatever makes you feel most in your element, in a relaxed, grounded, and peaceful way, but also, where you can just sort of take a breath and release a bit. But it more so, it's like, it's really this idea of wherever you sort of feel most in your element, go there and spend a little more time. And do it with ease, So it's almost as if this idea that you're sort of, in an impassioned way, you've been like wrestling with something. There's this ambition. And now everything's sort of settling and saying, okay, it's almost like you're running to catch a plane, like you've caught that flight. You're on the plane, so let yourself relax a bit during these next few weeks. And there's a purpose behind it. I feel as though, everything is sort of in place and things are sort of, all lining up. And it's important for you to catch your breath a bit and to pace yourself, because in the latter part of November and especially December, it's almost like I see a lot of hopping around and there's a lot of busyness coming up, and a lot of celebration. Of course, we're moving into the holidays, but there is this urging to pace yourself. Okay, so let me go ahead. So let's keep this in mind as we move through the rest of the deck. I'm going to push this down, and you can see what I'm looking at here, my messy little combination. All right. So, focal point of the reading right here. We have the 8 of Cups, okay? Crossed by the 4 of Cups. So, rooting the spread, we have the Wheel of Fortune. And then recent past, we have the World reversed and the Mother of Pentacles. And then near future here, we have the 8 of Wands. There you go. That's everything picking up in the near future. This is like real groundbreaking. Cracking the whip. Bosie, come here, sweets. And then this is crowning the spread. We have Justice reversed. Okay. And then this is your general energy. Beautiful. 10 of Pentacles. Okay. Environment. We have the 10 of Wands. Okay. Hopes and fears, we have wow, so many 10s, the 10 of Swords. That is incredible. All lined up for you. And then leading into this middle part of November, we have the Father of Cups and the Seven of Pentacles reversed. And then this time around, I'm picking a card from the Good Tarot by Colette Baron Reed. It's just such a beautiful deck. And we have the Six of Water. Stunning. All right. Okay. So the Eight of Cups crossed by the Four of Cups. So the Eight of Cups, I'm noticing. So yes, there's this weariness. There's a little bit of weariness here that's creeping in. And this is saying, the Four of Cups crossing, this is saying, let that be. It's okay. It's okay to allow yourself to feel as though you're slowing down a bit. Because you're fully supported in that. It's almost like as I'm seeing this mouse, seeing this mouse on top of these Four Cups, and there is sort of this daydreaming and this kind of lackadaisical energy that can be associated with the Four of Cups, and less action. So I also feel that for some of you, we're looking at a healing process, and it's saying it's okay to allow yourself to just be. And, you know, when the Eight of Cups comes up, typically we're looking at some sort of disappointment. We're looking at some sort of, and I feel like this is an emotional, release of some kind. And it feels, and I don't know why I'm reading this card specifically like this, but it feels almost like there's this coming off of some high and then a little bit of a dip here, which is natural and okay. It's just, it's an ebb and flow that I'm looking at. And I feel like the Four of Cups is just sort of crossing this, saying, although those uncomfortable feelings might come up, although it, you know, there might be moments when you're sort of feeling, and there's a lot of water here, we see Six of Water here, there's just this sense of, well, that emotional energy comes sort of flooding in a bit. Allow yourself to go with it. Allow yourself to sort of explore it. Allow yourself to contemplate on what's coming up for you. With ease and a lightness. So just to sort of allow yourself to move with your emotions a bit, because it does feel sort of like, I feel like it looks like I'm dipping from a high point to a bit of like, not a deep low, but it's almost like coming off of a sugar high or something. And it feels very momentary, because we see coming up here very quickly, there's this cracking of the whip, there's this like, and it was a little hard to pick up, so it feels as though it's almost, it's like a momentary break. It's like a momentary, you're just like giving yourself a moment, and then it's back on it. So another 10. The Wheel of Fortune. So we have 4 10s in this spread. Spectacular. So there is this, and with the Wheel of Fortune and the World reversed here in the recent past, we're looking at some closeout. We're looking at some sort of, some major, and then with the 10 of Pentacles, the 10 of Wands, the 10 of Swords, which we'll get to. But it's definitely, there is this like strong cyclical energy that is, there's this completion energy. And it really feels significant. So, and because I'm seeing it so strongly in the past here and sort of rooting this spread, it's almost as though the wheels are turning. The tide has really changed around some significant area, in some significant area of your life. It's this, I just heard revelation. So there has been this change in how you relate to yourself, how you relate to your creativity, and I just heard how you relate to your self-worth. And I feel deeply that I'm looking at patterns. There are patterns and behaviors and, behavioral patterns that, significant behavioral patterns that are being released. And with the Mother of Pentacles, it's signifying this sort of that pentacle, that very, it's almost like as though you have slowly been nurturing and nursing yourself through the process of this completion. And it's been a great labor of love, a great labor of self-love. And a leap of faith. So it's sort of, in many ways, I feel like what I'm hearing is following the breadcrumbs. So you've really been on this journey where you, even without things, making complete, and this feels very, I feel like for many of you, I'm looking at an internal, a deep internal journey, like a bit of a hero's journey. And it's almost as though you were moving forward without, even at times when you didn't have, when you were sort of just following the breadcrumbs of your own healing journey, of your own personal process, of this rediscovering of yourself, your purpose, your direction. And then it's completing itself here, and we're sort of this like moment of out breath. You're just sort of letting yourself settle for this quick moment, and you're sort of, these emotions are coming up in this moment of pause, and these emotions come up, and you're sort of sitting with those, settling with those, and then boom, we're into it. Like we're off and running. And then this new season is really starting for you, it feels. So it's this, and it almost feels like it's like almost a snap, like a light switch, and then it's like on to this next. It's like it's almost like this chariot energy of this. You're getting on the horse and you're off and running. So it's this strong. And it's almost as coming up so strong as a way to sort of highlight allowing yourself to pace yourself for this brief moment in time, because, and it feels very work related, but very also connected to passion and power. I just heard. So it's like you're plugging into something and you're turned on there. That's it. So that's coming up. So just let yourself be in a more receptive state. With the Eight of Pentacles, I associate it so strongly with listening and creativity and writing. So there is this reflection that's taking place. There is sort of this processing of your final processing. And then we're into it. And the Justice card reversed. So I feel like I'm looking at contracts. I feel like I'm looking at dealings and discussions and debates, I just heard. So there is sort of this, it's almost like this tennis match, this sort of discussion time, this planning and discussing, and it's sort of, it's like kind of like this throwing the ball back and forth with someone or about something. This could even be a little bit of making decisions around something that you feel slightly indecisive about. So it's kind of picking the smaller details about something. It's making these decisions. And I feel like, again, not always, but in this case, there is sort of some sort of counsel, getting some sort of counsel. So whatever this maybe whoever you're sort of having these conversations with, these debates, it's this energy feels also like it's as a means of counsel, of gaining more information. So it's a resource of some kind and an education. And there's something very cleansing and purifying about that. Very supportive, and it's bringing great clarity. So the 10 of Pentacles in your general energy here. I just heard sitting pretty. So I feel like overall, things are really in order. And it's almost like I can see you patting yourself on the back about something. So something has gone, it has been, you're affirming yourself because you've done something that has taken a lot of effort and energy. And I just heard self-discipline. So there is this, with this completion, with where you are now, there is this sort of this reward, and self-trust is coming up. So this trust and self-esteem, lots of focus on self. So there has been, it's a breakthrough for the self. And it's this regaining, this reclaiming of your own power, of your own worth. And there's so much creativity and so much color here. So this is like, it's this really strong shining energy for you. And that's what I feel like this is you. For many of you, it's this strong, there's this pulsating energy, this like electricity that is alive in you at this point in time. And it's really, it's this almost like this new state of vibration that you're vibrating at, and it's this new frequency, and it's opening up all kinds of doors. It's a marvel, I just heard. So in your environment, the 10 of Wands, so it's almost like this is the energy that's coming out of you. This is this energy that is in the process of manifesting. But it's almost as though right now, things take a bit to manifest. So we're emitting, we're these energies, these frequencies, these high vibrations. And as it's sort of like all like cooking in the oven, like, everything sort of that energy is creating, we don't see right away. We sort of see what we've created from the past. Bo, I mean, he's on a roll today. So it's almost like you can't quite see it yet. It's still like not all, perhaps in orders. It's maybe you're even still looking at some stuff that you've manifested from the past in your material reality. But it is, so that's in your immediate environment where you're like, you're cleaning stuff up, and stuff is cleaning up, and this energy that you're cultivating, this strong 10 of Pentacles energy, it's right on the horizon, and we see even sort of out into the second week of November and into mid-November. So this is being made real here. So this is now beginning to show up in your external reality in a whole new way. And whatever sort of in your environment, wherever, it's almost, I feel like this card is saying, don't pay as much mind as maybe you logically think you should to what is displeasing to you in your present environment, because that is dissipating quickly, because you, just with your perspective, just with that strong attitude, just with this higher vibration that you have committed to creating for yourself, just by sort of holding that mindset, it will sort this all out. And so here in Hopes and Fears, we have the 10 of Swords. So this is kind of that, eight of Cups energy, where that mental energy, that those worries, those fears, you know, we're looking obviously here at big completion. And when we complete something, it's the beginning of something new. And there's always that sense of wonder, that sense of mystery that can, especially if our energy feels a little low at times, we can feel like it's just so hard. It feels impossible. Like, you know, what's not working out? Will it work out? It can sort of feel a little bit, we can feel inundated with lack, even though the reality is that you are in a wonderful place, and things are, you know, it's all processing, it's happening, and it's literally just such an ebb and a flow. And as this door is closing, there is this whole new and I want to say it again, it's a significant cycle that's coming to an end and has made a lot of space. But you feel that closeout. You can feel that there's this, like, you know, and that new space, and that can be quite sensational. And that can, you know, what can sort of want to sneak in immediately are those worries and those fears. So be compassionate with yourself, and just allow for them to come in and allow for them to leave. They're just showing up because they're in the process of completing themselves, of you know, exiting, you know, just sort of, they're on the way out. So as they come up, to say, okay, you know, and I can passionately let you go, because they're just coming up as, you know, it's sort of when you're detoxing, things will come up through your skin as they release. And so it's like almost just coming to your awareness to release it. So embrace that process to the best of your ability, with love and nurture. And then we have the Father of Cups, and I want to say Scorpio. So that is coming up for some of you. But there's more of this water energy coming into mid-November, right next to the Seven of Pentacles. And I feel that this is also a character. So there is this, you know, and I want to say for some of you, I feel like it might even be romantic, but deeply emotional. So there's this, you know, we also with the Six of Water, and it's this something quite tender and innocent about this combination here. And very vulnerable and creative and dreamy, I just heard. So there is this, you know, I just heard pen to paper. So there's this process of building, this process of work, this process of laying one brick on top of another. And it feels like a round of projects. So this building of something. And it's just this steady growth. It's a steady development that I feel this card is urging you to stick with. And this could be like a main project where you know exactly what I'm talking about. Or this could be something that, you know, is a bit more on the sidelines, where it feels creative, and it's about bringing something through and making it tangible, making it material. So it's like really channeling something through and grounding it in this third dimension. So this is saying it's urging you to do that. So it's whatever this inspiration is, to create this. To follow that, to stick with it. So there's something that really wants to be manifested here, and it feels creative, and it feels deeply connected to your voice. It's very deeply connected to your expression. And I keep hearing soul contract with this. Soul contract. So it could be that you meet someone that you have some sort of soul contract with coming up here. And then I'm going to go ahead and read this from the book. And let me know if you guys like this. If you like me reading these cards. It's just something to keep in mind for mid-November. So the Six of Water, and also the Father of Cups and the Seven of Pentacles and the Six of Water. The Six of Water. Nostalgia, sweet memories, old flames, yearning for the security of the good old days. If I am being triggered to remember the past, I can enjoy the warm memories, but must recognize they are ephemeral. Emotion can color my recall and distort my understanding of what is happening today. I acknowledge and heal old wounds. I can experience security today, enveloped in the arms of divine love. There is no need to return to the illusion of a golden era of yore, because I can begin co-creating a better reality right now. Authentic healing and joyfulness will be mine if I stop rekindling the emotions of the past. So yeah, so I feel like there's this space, you know, and this could be a soul contract with someone from your past that's coming back in, and sort of working with that dynamic. But this could also just be speaking to this present time of releasing these emotions, if there's disappointment or sometimes things that you've been holding on to that it's time to release. With this major closeout here, sort of this beginning of this new cycle, this new version of yourself, there's a lot to release, and a lot of the, you know, and it's sort of picking and choosing what you want to carry with you into the future, and what you are ready to let go of. And I want to say it again, I do feel like this is making, this release here is making space for something quite significant. Quite significant. And December is coming up very strong. It's a very, very significant month for you. So, all right, well, I hope that this was helpful. I will be putting out the other readings for over the next couple of weeks for the mid-November readings. So definitely keep an eye out for that. Check out your rising or your moon sign, because this felt a bit more general. So to get more specific on your sign, look up your moon sign, your rising sign, watch those videos, check them out, piece it together to give yourself the most holistic, specific reading you can for yourself. Nurture your sweet soul. Do whatever makes you feel good. Allow yourself to really pace yourself, and know that you are riding on the back of this beautiful creature, and pat yourself on the back for whatever things from the past you're allowing to complete, and continue to empower yourself to follow where your creative desires and creative inspiration wants to carry you, and then yeah, just take care of your beautiful sweetheart and make some space, because there is a lot coming in. So I love you so much with all of my heart, and I'm sending you my love. Have a beautiful, beautiful few weeks. And please like, subscribe, comment. I appreciate it so much. I love you, and I'll see you soon.